Hall and John Oates, and she's gone. Good morning, this is Don Jennings at 10:22. What better gift for a KFLY's morning person Eric is going to be out in the money machine trying to spot some stickers. If you don't have yours, you can pick one up at the Man Shop, Jack Scoville Limited, all Bob's locations in Corvallis or Albany, Looney Tunes in Albany, or the KFLY studios downtown Corvallis. KFLY with Leo Sayer, and you make me feel like dancing at 10:26.
Napier Audio.
All day and all night, KFLY and KFLY FM in Corvallis. It's 10:31. This is Don Jennings. Good morning. Here's Fly, Robin Fly with the Silver Convention. KFLY with the Silver Convention. Fly, Robin Fly at 10:34. This is Don Jennings. Just recovering from a cold. Eric in the morning got a cold a couple of weeks ago. And generous as Eric is, he passed it around to everyone at the station. And so everybody's got the cold now. Doug Blair has a cold, sports director. He may be out later on this afternoon. And, well, our secretary, Kathy, has a cold. And most everybody, David Stone, has a cold. Eric is definitely generous. And we've all been wondering when we're going to get over the cold. And I came to the conclusion that if you go to bed every night very early, get a lot of sleep, that your cold will be over in about a week. You can usually get rid of it in about a week. And if you don't, if you just stay up all night, it usually takes about 7 days.
A 45% discount on your purchase at the Miracle 88 Suit Center, 312 Southwest 3rd in Corvallis.
KFLY plays better music, and of course you can request your favorite tune at 752-1240. KFLY with Stevie Wonder. Oh, yeah. Those were the days. I wish those days come back again. I remember those days. Way back then when penny candy only cost 2 cents. McGregor's, your everything store in downtown. Cloudy with a chance of rain is what the weatherman says. So far, all we've gotten is sun and rather warm temperatures for this time of the day. A high around 55 today, the low tonight down to 35. In Eugene now it's 50. Albany 49, 49 in Corvallis at KFLY. KFLY. Oh, yeah. Well, what they think of next? Shake your rump to the funk. Oh, yeah. Well, they cleaned that one up for the radio, too. Huh?
Gift buying is never. 4 capsules, regularly $7.25, now just $4.44. Happy anniversary and good health from Kemper's Pharmacy, behind the Philomath IGA, your Philomath Rexall store.
KFLY, where the winning is easy, all it takes is a winning window sticker on your window. KFLY. Burton Cummings and Stan Tall at 10:56. You'll find gifts galore for the little ones on your Christmas list at Fred Meyer. And through Saturday, the Wonder Deluxe Palomino Riding Horse is on sale. Regularly $24.88, now just $16.99. Little eyes will sparkle with joy Christmas morning, and your eyes will sparkle with the savings. Wonder Deluxe Palomino Horse, only $16.99, available at all stores. Fred Meyer, more than just savings. KFLY, don't mind if we get personal, all day and all night. KFLY, KFLY FM in Corvallis, it's 1 minute after 11.
I was a little boy.
KFLY, Love Me Like a Rock, Rock Steady. Speaking of rocks and pet rocks, have you heard the latest? Pet rock was a big craze last year for Christmas. This year, of course, they had to come up and top that off. So what did they do? Someone came up with the idea of selling junk. A little box of junk labeled junk in big capital letters. It only costs $5. It contains stuff like clothespin, half of clothespins, broken pencils, stuff like that. It's guaranteed to be useless. If you can find a use for it, you get your money back. KFLY with the Bee Gees and Love So Right from their album Children of the World. Good morning. It's 7 after 11 o'clock.
Nick Allen's menswear is more than
Us next to Bi-Mart. This Sunday night at 10, KFLY gives you part 2 of the 2-part interview with Stevie Wonder. It's this Sunday night at 10 at KFLY. Good morning. It's 11:11. This is Don Jennings, KFLY News. Stunt driver Hal Needham says it was he who blocked a world land speed record attempt on Oregon's Alvord Desert 2 days ago. Earlier, a Chicago toy maker who's helping finance the effort said it wanted Needham to pilot high-speed vehicle rather than stunt woman Kitty O'Neill. Needham, contacted by a Portland newspaper, the Oregon Journal, says he, Needham, was the spoiler. Miss O'Neill has already broken the speed record for women and was on the threshold of setting the world's overall record when the effort was blocked under threat of a lawsuit. He says Miss O'Neill was supposed to break the women's record and Needham was to try to break the world record. Needham says he, too, has a dream. He says it's his ride and he wants to be the first guy to break the sound barrier. The speed attempt on the Alvord Desert has been delayed by a storm, but Needham says he can be ready for the attempt on 4 days' notice. Polk County District Attorney John Snyder has been placed on probation for 1 year and reprimanded by the Oregon Supreme Court. The court took the action in Salem this morning for Snyder's handling of private law cases after becoming district attorney. The court also ordered Snyder to repay more than $2,600 in legal fees he received for the work he did on 2 estate cases, while he also served as DA. 2 persons were shot late last night in an attempted robbery of a theater in northeast Portland. Police say a man and a woman have been arrested in connection with the incident. Theater cashier Western Capelli was treated and released from a hospital after suffering gunshot wounds. The suspects, James Tyson and Edith Davis, both 19, are charged with attempted robbery and assault. Bail's been set at $40,000 each. Patricia Hurst has won a 3-month delay in her trial on kidnap, robbery, and assault charges stemming from an SLA crime spree in Los Angeles. The delay was granted because Ms. Hurst's presence is needed in other court cases related to her abduction by the SLA nearly 3 years ago. The Prime Minister of Lebanon spent the day meeting with Christian and Muslim political leaders in Beirut in an effort to form a reconstruction cabinet after 18 months of civil war. South Korea today demanded that the United States respond to charges that it bugged the home of President Park Chung-hee. Newspaper reports of the U.S. investigations into a bribe scandal say Park was linked to the scheme. And Henry Kissinger in Brussels on his farewell mission as Secretary of State conveyed to NATO leaders today President-elect Carter's assurances of a strengthened commitment to the alliance. Heckert Lodge, which is located on OSU campus, is collecting rebuildable toys for the Vina Moses Center from now till the 13th. For further information, call 754-3492. That's 754-3492. Partly cloudy with a chance of rain today and a high near 55, a low tonight down to 35. In Eugene now 51, Albany 50, 50 in Corvallis at KFLY. KFLY with A Fool to Cry and the Stones at 11:18. Good morning. This is Don Jennings with Boz Skaggs in the Lowdown. Would you like to hear your favorite tune? You got an open line to me right here on your telephone at 752-1240. KFLY and a Lowdown. Be on the lookout for the money machine. Could be out anywhere in the valley here. Looking for winning window stickers. If you have yours on, well, turn up your radio. Keep an eye out if you're in your car or in your house. Keep an eye out for that money machine. If it stops in front of your house, calls out your address on the air, you've got 60 seconds to come on out and claim your cash. KFLY and Nights Are Forever Without You with England Dan and John Ford Coley when you shop for a Christmas gift. All day and all night, KFLY and KFLY FM Corvallis. Good morning, it's 11:31. This is Don Jennings with the Eagles and Lion Eyes. KFLY with Lion Eyes with the Eagles at 11:35. Good morning, this is Don Jennings. Got a couple of tickets to give away to the 9th Street Cinema World KFLY Midnight Movie tonight. A Woody Allen doubleheader with Love and Death and Sleeper. The price normally is the usual $1, but I've got a couple of freebies for you if you're the third caller at 752-1240.
You trade in sewing.
KFLY with Don Jennings, congratulating Heather Hansen of Carthon Hall. OSU got a couple of tickets to Woody Allen, Love and Death, and Sleeper. KFLY with Boston, and More Than a Feeling at 11:40, 20 minutes before 12 o'clock noon. KFLY 11:47 with the Friends of Distinction and Grazing in the Grass. First people I can remember that conjugated the verb to dig as fast as that. Grazing in the grass. Oh, yeah, we know what the grazing in the grass means, don't we?
Shopping is a lot more fun.
Delightful selection of dress and casual wear in the latest styles and fabrics. No woman ever had too many curves at the Custom Bureau.
In Flynn's Custom House, 222 West 1st, downtown Albany.
Napier Audio.
A few showers and clearing periods this afternoon, and the highs up in 55, maybe a little bit higher than that. The lows tonight down to 35. In Eugene now it's 53. Albany 52. 52 in Corvallis at KFLY. Oh, KFLY. Somebody find him some love, please. It's Queen. It's 11:54. Your winning window stickers are available at all Bob's locations in Corvallis and Albany. Looney Tunes in Albany, Jack Scoville, or the Man Shop, or KFLY in Corvallis. KFLY and Rod Stewart and Britt Eklund, and tonight's the night at 11:57, 3 minutes till 12 o'clock noon, and Paul Harvey News on KFLY AM, on KFLY FM, more rock in stereo. All day and all night, KFLY Corvallis. It's 12 o'clock noon. Time for Paul Harvey News.
If you really want to make
Corvallis.
It's 12:17. Good afternoon. This is Eric Jensen, KFLY News. The service of Coleman Jewelers, 255 Southwest Madison in Corvallis. Well, there was a moderate-sized earthquake off the Central Oregon coast this morning. The U.S. Geological Survey in Washington says the quake occurred shortly before 2 a.m. and measured 5.7 on the Richter scale. It shook the Pacific Ocean bed about 350 miles out, but a spokesman says the tremor was too far offshore to be felt or to cause damage in coastal areas.
This year, give precisely the gift
they want.
Friday nights till 9 at 255 Southwest Madison in Corvallis.
Norma Paulus will be sworn into office as Secretary of State Sunday, but she won't begin to collect pay as Oregon's chief election officer and auditor until January. Mrs. Paulus, a Salem attorney and Republican state representative, says the swearing-in will be done under status that requires the income Secretary of State to take an oath within 20 days of being certified as the winner. Her election was confirmed by the Secretary of State's office December 2nd. The Salem attorney and Republican state representative says she decided to hold up the ceremony at her home this weekend to allow any of her top campaign aides to attend. The U.S. Supreme Court resumes its consideration of the Gary Gilmore case tomorrow. The High Court must decide whether to further delay or lift a stay of execution of the convicted killer. Both Gilmore and the state of Utah filed briefs with the Supreme Court opposing a further stay. They claim Gilmore's mother, who lives in Milwaukee, Oregon, has no legal right to try to delay imposition of the death penalty against her son. Gilmore has been saying he'd rather die than stay in jail for the rest of his life, but yesterday his lawyer filed a writ in court asking for freedom on grounds the state failed to execute him within the 60-day limit in the Utah's capital punishment law. The Oregon Supreme Court today prohibited tape recordings of grand jury meetings in order to protect the secretary of the secrecy of the proceedings. The court overruled an order by Multnomah County Circuit Court Judge Philip Roth. Roth had directed that the tape recordings be made of grand jury testimony in all criminal cases considered by the juries. He maintained that his order was a discretionary matter and within the power of the circuit court. In overruling Roth, the Supreme Court cited a U.S. Supreme Court decision that courts have always recognized the long-established policy that maintains the secrecy of the grand jury proceedings. The High Court says disclosure of grand jury testimony is permitted under a few specific conditions, but it says there is no provision for the wholesale recording of grand jury proceedings. A Multnomah County Circuit Court jury has assessed $50,000 in punitive damages against the owners and operators of a Troutdale nursing home. The damages were imposed in Portland yesterday. The officials were charged with wrongful converting patients' money to their own use. Plaintiffs in a civil suit were 8 former patients of the Eden Care Center. They acted on behalf of themselves and 42 other patients in the center. The suit was filed last fall, and Judge William Dale began hearing testimony late Wednesday. The jury found that the plaintiffs were entitled to recover $16,837 as well as punitive damages from defendants Richard Rampark and Mr. and Mrs. Ed Charpata. The Oregon Crop and Livestock Reporting Service says today prices received by Oregon farmers decreased 2% in the mounted November 15th. The reporting service says prices were up 8% less than a year ago. The Average wheat price during the month was $2.75 a bushel. That compares with $3.58 a year ago. Beef cattle averaged $27.80 for 100 pounds compared to $33.50 last year. Wholesale milk was $10 for 100 pounds, down from 10 to 20 in 1975. The news has been a service of Coleman Jewelers, 255 Southwest Madison in Corvallis. Weather for the Cascades, snow flurries decreasing this afternoon, a few snow showers and clearing periods tonight, variable high clouds Friday. Snow level near 3,000 feet, winds west at 15 to 25 miles per hour decreasing tonight. Weather for the coast, a few showers and clearing periods this afternoon, snow showers on coastal mountains, considerable high cloudiness tonight and Friday local morning fog. Highs will be in the middle 40s, overnight lows in the 30s. Valley weather, a few showers and clearing periods this afternoon, considerable high clouds tonight and tomorrow, local morning fog, cooler, highs today in the upper 40s, overnight lows in the upper 20s to middle 30s. Currently in Eugene, it is 40. In Albany, it's 42, and in Corvallis, 43 at KFLY.
And good afternoon, everyone. Doug Blair reporting KFLY Sports. The Sports Report, a presentation of Lonnie's Texaco, your super service center at 3rd and Jefferson, downtown Corvallis. Well, the Oregon State basketball team, 3-2 on the year, they're at home tonight at Gill Coliseum against the University of Nevada Reno Wolfpack. And there still are plenty of good reserve seats left for the game, and they can be purchased in advance all day today at the OSU ticket office in Gill Coliseum. Tip-off tonight scheduled for 8:05. The Beavers lost to Nevada Reno at Reno 2 years ago by 1 point and will be looking for revenge tonight. After tonight's game, the Beavers will rest until Thursday night, December 16th, when they'll be up at the Memorial Coliseum in Portland to participate in a basketball doubleheader. Washington will play Portland University at 7 p.m., and OSU will take on the Portland State Vikings at 9. And Oregon, 2-1 in the current season, opens up their home schedule tonight at McCourt in Eugene against the San Francisco State Gators. SF State is 0-5 on the year and will be looking for their first win. And I have a pretty good idea they'll still be looking for that first win after tonight's game. More sports after this. Well, forward Keith Rice scored 31 points last night as Mount Hood Community College defeated Lynn Benton Community College 104-91. That basketball game played at Albany. Bob Osborne has resigned as the head coach of Jefferson High School's basketball team in Portland. The resignation came yesterday. Junior varsity coach Bobby Harris will replace him. In the past 4 seasons, Osborne's teams have compiled a 48 and 40 win-loss record at Jeff. Well, the 2 hottest clubs in the National Basketball Association stumbled on the road last night. The Phoenix Suns stopped Houston's winning streak at 8 games with a 116-95 victory over the Rockets, and the Boston Celtics handed Portland its first loss in 6 games by beating the Trailblazers 104-95. However, the Rockets and the Trailblazers still are the only clubs with winning percentages of 70% or better. Next action for the Blazers tomorrow night at Buffalo. And it appears that Bob McAdoo will remain with the Buffalo Braves instead of being traded to New York or Seattle. And Knicks president Mike Burke is steaming. Burke says Braves owner Paul Snyder agreed to the deal last Friday, confirmed the trade Saturday, and again on Tuesday. But the Knicks president says he was told yesterday that the Braves were not ready to honor the trade. Meanwhile, Snyder says he'll try to work out the contract difficulties with McAdoo. Head coach Dale Thomas takes his Oregon State wrestling team to Portland State tonight to tangle with the Vikings. Then the Beavers will host Utah tomorrow night and Boise State on Saturday night at Gill Coliseum. Both home matches will start at 7:30. The Beavers will hope to maintain their undefeated status, which has seen them post a 5-0 dual meet mark for the year, with wins over Washington State, Cal State Santa Barbara, Cal State Fullerton, UCLA, and Arizona State. The Beavers are coming off a tough trip at the Arizona Invitational meet where they finished 5th in a strong field with Oklahoma, Cal Poly, Minnesota, and Arizona State all finishing ahead of the Beavers. OSU faces each of these opponents throughout the year one more time. Heavyweight Larry Bielenberg continues to lead the Beavers with a perfect 9-0 season mark as he won the Arizona tournament title for OSU's only championship. Dick Nord, 142 pounds, lost his match in the title bout and finished 2nd for Oregon State. Other top marks for OSU so far are Pat Plard with a 7-2 record, Ron Boucher at 8-3, and Howard Harris with 7 wins against 3 defeats. High school wrestling action tonight. North Salem will be at Corvallis. That dual meet starts at 7:30. Crescent Valley will be at Lebanon. That match also starts at 7:30. More sports after this.
That car you are driving with us.
Well, Bill Battle says he's not interested in the vacant football coaching job at the University of Oregon. Battle recently resigned as the head football coach at Tennessee. OU Athletic Director John Kane disclosed Battle's feelings in Eugene yesterday. Kane says he spent 3 hours with Battle last weekend. Kane describes the 35-year-old Battle as tired after 2 tough years. He says he wants to sit back for a while and look at his career. Battle's name was one of the first mentioned after Oregon coach Don Reed was fired last month. Stanford Athletic Director Joe Ritz says the search for a new football coach there has been narrowed to 4 candidates following Jack Christensen's firing a couple weeks ago, and that the decision will be made within the next few days. It is believed those under consideration include Bill Walsh, a former Stanford assistant now with the San Diego Chargers, and Paul Hackett, the quarterback coach at SC. And Lou Holtz has resigned as the head coach of the New York Jets just 1 day after he said he would return next season. He plans to return to the college ranks. The 39-year-old Holtz joined the Jets this season after a highly successful tour at North Carolina State. His resignation is effective immediately, and he will turn the head coaching job over to assistant Mike Holovac for Sunday's final game against Cincinnati. Holtz says he will not make a decision about his future, but it will definitely be in college football. He plans to talk with Arkansas officials within the next few days about succeeding Frank Broyles. Holtz admitted that his talents are best suited to college ball. Ross Browner, a 6'3", 248-pounder, has been named the Outland Trophy winner as the outstanding college football lineman of 1976. The 22-year-old Browner had 97 tackles this past season, as Notre Dame's defense ranked 7th in the country. And finally in sports, the Oregon State Beaver Club will meet tomorrow at noon at the Country Kitchen Restaurant. Wrestling coach Dale Thomas and a representative from the basketball team will be the guest speakers. That's the sports news. Doug Blair reporting. It's brought to you this afternoon by Lonnie's Texaco, your super service center at 3rd and Jefferson, downtown Corvallis.
KFLY, and that is the way I like it. Rock and roll in the afternoon. It's 12:34. This is Don Jennings with a headline open for you at 752-1240. KFLY. Let's see you flex those. Rubber Band Man. Yeah, it's 12:37. Hi, good afternoon.
If you've been thinking about it, in Corvallis.
KFLY's winning window stickers are your key to cash in your pocket. A little extra for Christmas wouldn't be bad at all. It pays to get a winning window sticker on the front window of your house. Listen for your address on the air. Come on out in 60 seconds and claim your cash. KFLY, and get back with the Beatles at 12:45.
Is 1 year old.
That is
It's 4th in Corvallis.
Variable clouds with a chance of rain today and a high near 55. In Eugene now it's 54. Albany 52, 53 in Corvallis at KFLY. KFLY, that's Kiss, and a new one called Hard Luck Woman. At 12:50. It's 10 minutes till 1 o'clock. It's by request. Billy Davis Jr. and Marilyn McCoo. KFLY, and you don't have to be a star to be in my show at 12:54. Be on the lookout for the Money Machine. It could be popping up anywhere in the valley here anytime. And if it pulls up behind you, you're driving down the road in your car and you have a winning window sticker on the rear window of your car so we see it when we pull up behind you, we'll call out your license number on there. If we do, you just pull on over and claim your cash. It's sitting there waiting for you.
Welcome to
All day and all night, KFLY in Corvallis. It's 1 o'clock. This is Don Jennings with Johnny Taylor's Disco Lady. KFLY, good afternoon. It's 3 minutes after 1 o'clock. If you like dancing, here's your record. And boogie around a little bit. Don't forget the Midnight Movie coming up tomorrow and Saturday night at midnight. Woody Allen doubleheader. KFLY with Lil Sarah, and you make me feel like dancing. It's 6 minutes after 1 o'clock. You get more ways to win with us. That Money Machine may be out here and there looking for your winning window sticker. Not only that, but if you have your Mystery Santa card, which you can pick up downtown Corvallis here at any one of the merchants that has a Mystery Santa card poster in the window, Mystery Santa may walk up to you and ask to see it, and you show it to him, and you've got cash money that way, too.
The best way.
Oh, what soul, huh? KFLY with Manfred Band's Earth Band and Blinded by the Light. Deuce. Deuce is the word he's trying to say. You know, Manfred, he's still working on that one, though.
To get
The most
Schnitzel. After Wiener Schnitzel.
On North 9th in Corvallis, next to Bimart.
Partly cloudy this afternoon. We're still looking for a chance of rain off and on. High around 55. In Eugene now it's 54. Albany 53. 53 in Corvallis at KFLY. KFLY with the Eagles by request and take it to the limit at 117.
Here's Henry the Elf for
Corvallis Home.
KFLY with Norman Connors and You Are My Starship. Come take me away tonight. It's 122.
Imagine at Ellingson's Jewelers. Walk slowly down 457 Madison in Corvallis. If you walk too fast, you'll go right by.
KFLY with better music and more winners. It pays to get your KFLY winning window sticker on your window and get ready to win. KFLY with Firefall, and you are the woman at 126. This is Don Jennings with a note. In conjunction with the Corvallis Chamber of Commerce Shop Corvallis First campaign, 3 clerks at Corvallis businesses are being honored each week for courtesy displayed in their stores. Last week, Kay Gopet of Albright and Raw, Roger Sanders of Blackledge Furniture, and Dave Yoder of Tanner's Market received cash prizes in the contest. You can vote for your favorite clerk at most Corvallis businesses where you see the Shop Corvallis First ballot boxes.
For dinner tonight.
All day and all night, KFLY. It's 1:32. This is Don Jennings with Dobie Gray and Drift Away.
Day after day.
Oh, take me. KFLY with Dobie Gray and Drift Away at 1:35. This is Don Jennings. Sure glad to have you listening along this afternoon. I'd like to invite you to the midnight movie tomorrow night and again on Saturday night. If you don't catch it on Friday night, Love and Death and Sleeper, a couple of Woody Allen flicks. The price is the usual $1 at 9th Street Cinema World tomorrow night and Saturday night at midnight. If you'd like to go, courtesy of KFLY, I've got a couple of freebies here for you. If you're the 7th caller at 752-1240.
Pure audio.
KFLY, got a winner. Amy Rocky has a couple of tickets to 9th Street Cinema World KFLY Midnight Movies. A couple of Woody Allen flicks. It's tomorrow night or Saturday night at midnight. KFLY and a living thing with the Electric Light Orchestra at 1:44. Your winning window sticker could pay off for you sooner or later. Greg Gustafson won $12.40 because he had a window sticker on the front window of his house. He had it on for about a week and it paid off in cash for him. Could do it for you too. You can pick yours up at the Man Shop, Jack Scoville Limited, all Bob's locations in Corvallis and Albany, the KFLY studios downtown Corvallis, or Looney Tunes over in Albany.
Make it a classic
Christmas.
In Corvallis. Partly cloudy and a chance of rain, says the weatherman, and we're still waiting for it. High around 55 and low tonight down to 25 or 30. In Eugene now it's 56, Albany 54, 55 in Corvallis at KFLY. KFLY. Oh, Bob Skaggs back in the seat with What Can I Say? From his album Soaking Breeze. 1:53, 7 minutes before 2 o'clock. Good afternoon. This is Don Jennings with the Bee Gees. KFLY with Robin, Barry, and Maurice Gibb, the Bee Gees. Love So Right at 1:56. If you're thinking of getting away from it all this weekend, or any weekend for that matter, call the beautiful Bayshore Inn at Waldport for reservations, and then spend a relaxing weekend on the beautiful Oregon coast. They have the finest in food, music, and dancing in the lounge with a touch of country, and a pleasant staff to make your weekend a happy one at the Bayshore. If you'd like to live on the coast, stop by Ed Brenneman's real estate office right there in the Bayshore for listings on choice coastal properties. The beautiful Bayshore Inn at Waldport. Make it your Oregon coast headquarters this weekend or from now on. This is the KFLY.
She's gonna get you. She's just a devil woman with evil on her mind. Beware the devil woman. She's gonna get you.
All day and all night, KFLY in Corvallis. It's 2 o'clock. This is Don Jennings with the Bellamy Brothers. KFLY at 3 minutes after 2 o'clock. Do you have your mystery Santa card yet? You can pick one up in downtown Corvallis at any one of the merchants that has a mystery Santa poster in their window. Keep it on you. If the mystery Santa comes up and asks you to see it, show it to him. He'll give you cash.
What am I gonna do?
KFLY, and sorry seems to be the hardest word. Never struck me as being so, but then again, I'm not Elton John. I'm Don Jennings, and it's 7 after 2. Gift ideas galore.
Good afternoon, it's 2:11. I'm David Stone, KFLY News. A Chicago toy manufacturing firm insists that it wasn't sexism that prompted it to halt Kitty O'Neill's trial at the World Land Speed Record, only money. It seems the company which had sponsored the try designed a Hal Needham doll, intending to put it on the market after the record was broken. Needham, the stunt woman's husband, is originally going to make that try. There was a moderate-sized earthquake off the central Oregon coast this morning. The U.S. Geological Survey in Washington says the quake occurred shortly before 2 a.m. and measured 5.7 on the Richter scale. It shook the Pacific Ocean bed about 350 miles offshore, but a spokesman says the tremor was too far offshore to be felt or to cause any damage in the coastal areas. Governor Bob Straub says he plans to introduce legislation again next year to include Idaho in the management of the Columbia River fisheries. Straub says Idaho must be an active partner if development of the fish resources of the Columbia River system are to be coordinated. Straub announced his intentions one day after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that Idaho could file suit to gain admission to the Columbia River Fisheries Compact, now confined to Oregon and Washington. The High Court rejected a request that it order Oregon and Washington to admit Idaho to the compact. All of Oregon's coastal rivers south of Coquille, except for the Rogan at Coquille itself, are closed to fishing. The State Fish and Wildlife Agency ordered the emergency closure, saying the water levels on the coastal rivers are too low. The agency says the closure will stay in effect until the rivers are up to a normal flow. And the attorney for convicted killer Gary Gilmore, acting on the Oregon's parolee instructions, filed a brief in Salt Lake City yesterday. That brief contends that because Utah failed to execute Gilmore within 60 days, dictated by law, Gilmore should be set free. Gilmore can't go free, however. He still faces trial on a second murder charge. You are invited to an open house of the Children's Farm Home Sunday between 1 and 4 in the afternoon out north of Corvallis, the Children's Farm Home this Sunday between 1 and 4. Go on out. It'll be cloudy with a chance of rain today, highs around 45, lows tonight around 35. Eugene currently 51, Albany 52, 52 in Corvallis now at KFLY.
KFLY with Stevie Wonder and I Wish from his album Songs in the Key of Life at 20 minutes after 2 o'clock. Would you like a couple of free tickets to tomorrow night's midnight movie or Saturday night's midnight movie? Woody Allen doubleheader Love and Death and Sleeper. The price is usually $1 a ticket at 9th Street Cinema World, but I got a couple of freebies to give you if you're the 5th caller at 752-1240. KFLY, congratulations, Jeff Rome of Weatherford Hall OSU campus, got himself a